Here's a segment from a recent Gun Talk radio episode. You can listen to all the Gun Talk radio podcasts however you tune in, or check out guntalk.com for more.
I've been watching something going on this week. The gun ban lobby, gun ban industry, is making a big deal this week about this, what do they call it, Gun Violence Survivor Week. And on Twitter, they put the pictures of all these people. Most of them have never been involved in gun violence. They may have been a relative of somebody who got shot. Let's back up and start from the beginning. Here's the thing. There is a very real danger, and we all fall into it. I even fall into it, and I know about it, of adopting the terms, the language of the gun ban groups. They focus test these terms. They use them. They create them because they know the power of language. They know that if you can get people to start saying assault weapon, you can get them to desensitize the public. You can get them to condition the public in a certain way. If you go way back, the gun ban lobby created the term Saturday night special. We're talking 50 years ago. Supposedly small, cheap, easily concealable, used in crimes a lot, handguns. That ran for a while. Let's see. And then we got sniper rifles. And then, of course, the biggest of all is when Josh Sugarman created the term assault weapon. And he was very open about it. He said, look, the public doesn't know the difference between a full auto and a semi-auto. And if we use this term, we can convince the people that these semi-automatic rifles are actually machine guns, and they will be willing to ban them. And so he created the term assault weapon. They started parading that around. And here's the deal. They handed off to their PR department. The PR department is actually known as the general media in the United States because they just pick up on all the terms of the gun ban lobby. And then, unfortunately, we even use those terms, which is just idiotic because that is a term used to condition the public to want to get rid of those guns. Saturday night specials, so-called assault weapons. Ghost guns is one of the latest ones. All a ghost gun is something that a gun you made for yourself. As people did 20 years ago, and 50 years ago, 100 years ago, 150 years ago, and 200 years ago. It's always been legal in the United States to make your own gun for your own use. It's still legal as of right now to make your own gun for your own use. But they demonize these things with these scary sounding words. And we are absolute idiots if we use those. But more than that, we need to be pushing back against media outlets that use these terms. I've been leading a charge against Fox News because they use the term, and here's the one that they use now, gun violence. Not violence, not crime, gun violence or gun crime. Somehow, that term implies that a person who's killed by a murderer who used a gun is somehow more dead, more worthy of sympathy than someone who is murdered with some other device. I mean, obviously, we would all agree that's fairly idiotic and then doesn't make any sense. But the media picks up on the created term gun violence or gun crime. And I've been on Twitter, I've been pushing. Oh, and you should follow me, by the way, on Twitter. I'm at Gun Talk. You can go to the website for Fox News. You go down to the bottom, there's a link you can click for contact, and you can send them a note. Say, please stop using the propaganda term gun violence and gun crime. It's created by the gun ban lobby, and you become a participant in the gun ban effort when you use the term, just using the very term. And they don't actually even mean it. They don't even think about it. They just, they hear it all the time. They're all in New York. They're all hearing this all the time. So they just keep repeating it. It's as though, oh, that's just part of the language. No, it's not. It's an assault term, if you will. So back to my original point. The gun ban groups have created Gun Violence Survivor Week. And it occurred to me that, and they're saying, there's like And they have whatever numbers they've made up about gun violence and gun crime and gun, all the terms they use. And they have actually created phony websites, the Gun Violence Archive, to document, with big quotes around it, to make up numbers about crimes committed with guns. And that gets repeated and picked up by the media. And it's up, here's the deal. Who's going to stop that? Who? Do you think they're going to pay any attention to the NRA if they contact them and say you shouldn't be using those terms? No. They're actually probably not going to pay any attention to any gun rights group. But they might, and often do pay attention to their listeners, to their viewers, to their readers. And it's not just, okay, if you and I do it, they get 2 emails, big deal. But if they get 200 emails, somebody may pay attention. If they get 2,000, somebody is going to pay attention. If they get 20,000, I guarantee you somebody's going to pay attention. Well, but that takes each one of us to do that, because I can't do 20,000 emails. I could do one, and you could do one, and your buddy could do one, and your wife could do one, and your sister can do one, and everybody you know could do one. But that requires, 3 minutes of time. Requires us to get off our collective butts. But I have no time to do that, but I don't know how to do that. But, all the butts that we throw out there all the time, we have to get off of those. Because otherwise you're really not a gun rights activist. Are you really a gun rights supporter if you won't even do that? Write a 2-line message to somebody like Fox News. Now look, trying to get CNN to change, forget it. That's not going to happen, right? But we might get Fox News to change. We may have had an impact. I saw Tucker Carlson do a piece on the language of the left. And it was very interesting. And then he followed it immediately with a story about crime. And not once in the entire piece did he use the term gun crime or gun violence. I don't know if it was a coincidence. I don't know if he saw our emails or his producer did. But if we just keep pounding them, if we keep flooding them, and people say, well, what can I do? Well, I don't know. Here's a thing that you can do that's easy. Here's a thing that doesn't cost you 1 penny. I have said for 27 years, ever since I went on the air with this show, and I said originally, I said, look, one of the goals of this show is to slightly move public opinion, because it is my opinion, was then, is now, that we win with about 2 or 3 percentage points change in public opinion. Moving some people in the middle. That's where the battle is. That's what the battle is for, is to get that needle to move a little bit. And they know that. The gun ban people know that. And that's why they create these terms. They condition people. Well, of course we need to do something about ghost guns. They don't even know what they are. Well, of course we need to do something about assault weapons. Have no idea what it is. If you ask them, define that. Oh, yeah, what you get is well, everybody knows what that is. Oh, you're just being pedantic. Oh, you're just, why do I need to define that? We know what that is. But if you push, what you'll often get, at least from somebody who's not really involved with it, we're talking about machine guns. The left, generally the left, and not everybody on the left is anti-gun. Okay, I get that. But the gun ban groups have been very successful at conditioning the public to think about semi-automatic firearms as machine guns. People don't know the difference. And it takes a little while to explain it, and they can make some kind of emotional plea in 6 seconds. And fighting that requires facts and data and information. We simply have to be better at it. We can't say, well, let me explain this to you, blah, 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 and all they're hearing is blah, 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 blah. It's like Charlie Brown's teacher, wah, 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 wah. So we have to have better messaging. And that's where I come in. I help you with that. And we are effective. It's that old deal. Show up, stand up, speak up. Whether it's online or in person at a city council meeting or at the legislature, when we show up, stand up, and speak up, we make a difference. In fact, we often win.